Let's look at this question from CAT 2017 DILR section of slot 1. There are 21 employees working in a division, out of whom 10 are special skilled employees and the remaining are regular skilled employees. During the next 5 months, the division has to complete 5 projects each month. Out of the 25 projects, 5 projects are challenging while the remaining ones are standard. Each of the challenging projects has to be completed in different months. Every month, 5 teams T1, T2, T3, T4, T5 work on one project each. T1, T2, T3, T4, T5 are allotted the challenging project in the first, second, third, and fourth month respectively. The team assigned the challenging project has one more employee than the rest. Okay, so if I have 21 employees in total and the team assigned the challenging project has X plus 1 employees, the other teams will have X employees. So the total number of employees will be X plus 1 plus 4X, which is equal to 21, which will give me X is equal to 4. So effectively the challenging project will have 5 for challenging and 4 for standard. Okay. In the first month, T1 has one more SE than T2. T2 has one more SE than T3. T3 has one more SE than T4, and T4 has one more SE than T5. Between 2 successive months, the composition of the team changes as follows, and then some questions have been asked. Okay, the number of times in which the composition of a team 2 and the number of times the composition of team 4 remained unchanged in 2 successive months are, and then I have a precise options, which of the following cannot be true. Okay, so precise options, all 4 questions have precise options, which means there will be one unique case that will get created in this question, and this would be a good question to attempt in an exam setup. Let's record the data that we have. As of now, I know in Jan, in Feb, in March, in April, and in May, these teams are supposed to work, and they will have some count of regular employees, some count of special employees. Regular, special, regular, special, regular, special, regular, and special. And there will be 5 teams T1, T2, T3, T4, and T5. In the first month, I know challenging projects. So T1 will have 5. In the first month, T1 will have 5 and the remaining will have 4. One additional thing that was told to me was in the first month, look at this. In the first month, T1 has one more SE than T2, and T2 has one more SE than T3, and T3 has one more SE than T4, and T4 has one more SE than T5. So if there are X in T5, in T4 you would have X plus 1, in T3 you would have X plus 2, in T2 you would have X plus 3, and in T1 you would have X plus 4. And all of this together should add up to 10, which would give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5x plus 10 is equal to 10, or x is equal to 0, which means in January the number of special skilled employees in T5 are 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We already knew that T1 was supposed to have 5 employees, so you will have 1 employee here, and T2 to T5 were supposed to have 4 employees. They were handling the non-challenging project, so you would have 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, and 4 here. Just in order to be sure that what we've done is correct, the summation of this column should also be 11, which it is right now. So wonderful. Then there were further conditions that we haven't read so far. Let's go through them. The team allotted the challenging project gets 2 SE from the team which was allotted the challenging project in the previous month. We don't have to care about that for the month of January. In exchange, 1 RE is shifted from the former team to the latter team. We don't have to care about January because there is no previous month. But in the next month, this is the challenging project in January. In February, it is going to be team 2 that has the challenging project. So if they get 2 SEs and 1 RE goes, we would have 0 and 5 here and 2 and 2 here, and the remaining guys would stay as it is according to condition A. Let's look at the condition B. After the exchange, if T1 has any SE, it does, and T5 has any RE, yes it does, then one SE is shifted from T1 to T5. If one SE is shifted from T1 to T5, okay, and one RE shifted from T5 to T1, so one guy goes up, one guy comes down, so the numbers here will change. I had 2 and 2, so this will turn to 3 and 1, this will turn to 3 and 1, fine. Also, if T2 has any SC and T4 has any RE, T2 has any SC, it does, T4 has any RE, it does, then one SE shifted from T2 to T4 and one RE shifted from T4 to T2. So SE shift here, RE shift here, I get it, so I will have 2 and 2 here, and I will have 4 and 1 here, okay. And this is the challenging project for the month of February. In a similar fashion, we can do it for the next few months as well. In the next month, first movement will be between T2 and T3. So according to condition A, 2 SE will come here, 1 RE will go here. So I will have 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 4, 2, 2 and 3, 1 initially, and then I have to take care of this second condition, these 2 points. If T1 has any SE, it does, and T5 has any RE, it does. One SE shifted this way, RE shifted that way, okay. So you will have 0 SE here, you will have 0 SE here and 2 SE here, okay. One RE was shifted, 3, 1, previously it was 3, 1, 1 has gone, so you'd be left with 4 here now, and here you would also be left with 2, okay. And this is the split of the challenging workers or the challenging project, okay. We also have to do it for T2 and T4. Let's see, one SE shifts, one RE shifts, okay, one SE shifts, one RE shifts, so I will have 1 and 3 here, and what will I have here, 3 and 1 here, okay, fine. This is done. For the month of April, the shifting will be T3 to T4 initially, so 4, 0, 3, 1, 2 SE shift, 1 RE shift, so I will have 2 and 2, 0 and 5 and 2 and 2, sorry, this number doesn't look right, okay. Now I have to implement the other condition. If T1 has any SE, does T1 have any SE? No, so this condition is not getting fulfilled. If T2 has any SE, it does, and T4 has any RE, but T4 doesn't have an RE, so that condition is also not necessary. So this is done. April is done. I don't need to make any further edits. Let's go to May. First movement 4, 0, 3, 1, 2, 2. 2 people shifted here, 1 person shifted here, so I have 1 and 3 here, 4 and 1 here, fine. Now the other shift that I have to take care of was if T1 has an SE. T1 doesn't have any SE, I don't have to care about it. T2 has an SE, it does, and T4 has any RE. T4 also has an RE, so these people will change. I will get 4 and 0 here, and I will get 4 and 0 here, 4 and 0 here. So this is the final split, and this is the final challenging project. I have the number of employees in different teams in all the 5 months. Let's get to individual questions. the number of times in which the composition of team T2 and the number of times in which the composition of team T4 remain unchanged in 2 successive months are. Okay, team T2, it did not change between March and April, so T2 is 1. So this option is gone. This option is gone. We are left between D and D. T4, let's look at 3122130504. So option B will be the answer. T2 is maintaining once between March and April. T4 is always changing. So that is done. Then let's look at question number 2. The number of SE in T1 and T5 for the projects in the third month. Third month, SEs in T1 and T5, 0 and 2. Okay, so answer will be option A, 0 and 2. Okay, question 3. Which of the following cannot be the total credit points earned by any employee from the project? I don't think I've read anything about credit points so far. Okay, there was a line here also. Each stand-up project has a total of 100 credit points, while each challenging project has 200 credit points. The credit points are equally shared between employees included in that team. Okay, so if you're doing a standard project, you have 4 employees and you have 100 points. So per person, you get 25 points. And for a challenging project, you have 5 employees working. You have 5 employees working and you have 200 points. So per person, you get 40 points. Okay. So now in the 5 months, the employees, the challenging plus standard projects, you can only work in 5 in total. In 5 months, you will only work on 5 projects. And for challenging, you get 40. And for standard, you get 25. Okay. Minimum points that you can get is when all the projects are standard. When all the projects are standard, so the minimum points that you can get are 125. Now, if you shift, that would be when you have 5 in standard and 0 in challenging. The next set of points that you can get is 4 in standard and 1 in challenging. So if you have 125, the second case would be 140. Okay, I think I can have a better way of recording this. C plus S is equal to 5. For 5 and 0, you get 125. For 4 and 1, you get 140. For 3 and 2, how much will you get? 3 and 2, 80. So you'll get 155 here. For 4 and 1, sorry, not 4 and 1. It would be 2 and 3. 2 and 3, you will get 170. For 1 and 4, you will get 185. And finally, for, I'm writing it here, I'm sorry, 5 and 0, you will get 200 points. These are the points that an individual employee can accumulate over a period of 5 months. Fine. Which of the following cannot be the total credit points earned by any employee from the projects? This is impossible. This is possible. This is possible. And this is possible. But this is impossible. These are the total credit points possibly accumulated by an employee. Therefore, the answer would have to be 150. One of the employees named Anik scored 185 points. For 185 points, he must have done 4 challenging and 1 standard project. Which of the following cannot be true? Okay. Now, when you look at these, which of the following cannot be true? Can you work in T1, T2, T3, T4? Yes, you can. The shift between these is possible. Okay. Can you work in T1, T2, T4 and T5? Yes, the shift between these is possible. See, what I mean by shift is from T1 you can go to T2. From T2 you can go to T3 and from T3 you can go to T4. You can move in any of these, you can move in these 4 teams and get your outcomes. Here you can move from T1 to T2 and from T2 you can shift to T4. It is possible for you to go to T4 because of this condition. Also, if T2 has MESC, RE, blah blah. You can get to T4 and then you can get to T5. This is possible. You can go from T2 to T3 to T4 to T5. Shifting to the next team is extremely possible and plausible. Now look at the last 4 teams. From T1, the only teams that you can get to is T2 or T5. You can never get to T3. In fact, in order to get to T3, you have to necessarily start off at, in order to get to T3, you need to necessarily start off at T2. We don't even have a T2 here. So the first movement or whatever this person is doing, that will necessarily have to start at T3 only. He goes to T3. If in the first month he is working in T3, he is not working in a special project, he is not working in a challenging project. Now in the second month, he can either still be in T3 or go to T4. He can still be in T3 or go to T4. But in the second month, the challenging project would be with team T2. So he's definitely not working in a challenging project in the second month as well. Then he can go to T5. Then he can go to T1. From T3, you can go to T4 to T5 to T1. But if your first month is in T3 and your second month is in T4, or your first month is in T3 and your second month is also in T3, regardless, you will definitely miss out on 2 challenging projects. And in order to score 185 points, you needed to work in the challenging project in 4 months. Therefore, Anik worked only in teams T1, T3, T4 and T5 and then ended up getting 185 points. This is impossible. The answer to this question will be option D.